Now, the latest on missing Flight 370. China is demanding to see the satellite data that shows the Malaysian Airlines jet went down in the Indian Ocean. Search planes are grounded this morning because of bad weather in the region. Today, officials in Malaysia released more information on the jet's last known location. As Jeff Pegues reports, the search zone has dramatically shrunk. That's thanks to a British company that tracked the plane's final moments. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. The company is called Inmarsat, and while the plane did not have GPS to help track its location, it was transmitting a signal to a satellite during the flight. It forced the company to get creative as it poured over data. Malaysia's Minister of Defense said this morning that satellite analysis of the 777 began before the aircraft had even taken off.
While on the ground at Kuala Lumpur Airport and during the early stage of the flight, MH370 transmitted several messages. At this stage, the location of the aircraft and the satellite were known, so it was possible to calculate system characteristics for the aircraft, satellite, and the ground station. When the Malaysia Airjet disappeared from radar after the transponder went dark, Inmarsat's satellite over the Indian Ocean continued to pick up pings from the Boeing 777 for several hours. It was that signal that led the company's engineers to determine two potential arcs, one to the north and the other to the south. The arcs were the basis for the massive search effort. Company engineers compiled data never intended to find a missing jet using sound waves from the plane's pings to determine its location in relation to the satellite. In recent days, Inmarsat developed a second innovative technique which considers the velocity of the aircraft relative to the satellite.
The so-called Doppler effect makes an approaching vehicle sound different from one moving away. Based on that process typically used in space research, Inmarsat concluded that Flight 370 tracked along the southern arc toward one of the most remote areas in the world and likely crashed into the sea. Chris McLaughlin is Inmarsat's senior vice president.
This is a first, and we hope it'll be a last. We hope that this will be the only time we're ever asked to try to contribute to find the location of a commercial airliner off of a single piece of data.
Inmarsat says its satellites could have monitored the flight's location in real time, something that might have sped up the process of searching for Flight 370. But there is currently no international agreement mandating GPS tracking.
Just think, if the data had been there at the moment the plane was lost from radar and not picked up by Vietnamese radar, we would have known where it was.
In addition to Inmarsat, there are other companies that offer similar tracking services for planes. The price tag of those services vary. Some cost up to $100,000 per plane. But Inmarsat says it's relatively cheap for its satellites to keep closer tabs on flights. Charlie, Clarissa, Gail.
Jeff Pegues, thank you so much.